Sunny. Um, Traded your stock. I want to go over what I traded yesterday. But do remember that I only make these videos for myself, no one else. If you have to happen to stumble upon it, um, hopefully you learn something. But do remember, I'm a beginner. I don't really know much, and I've just been studying for years. And yeah, but um, where do I start off? Okay, so the market was pretty much dead today. Um, Dead. That shit was dead. Uh, I mean, I don't know how else to say it. It was dead. I mean, like there's probably like five, six stocks popping up on my scanner. Um, and uh, what was the stock I traded yesterday? ABU. I mean, AA. I was done trading that. Um, AA did that big drop, and I had shorted it. Finally got a gain. Um, and that was what on the 15th. But no, I didn't finally get a gain. But I didn't get out when I was supposed to. Ended up taking a loss. Longed it, which I don't normally ever do, but ended up taking a quick profit of 147. Didn't go in much size. But AA had did that big drop. I missed it. Excuse me. I don't know what I was doing, or don't remember what I was doing. Probably focus on another stock. Um, but I missed it. Uh, BTU. Um, I don't know if I made a video on it yesterday. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. So yeah, I did make a video on it, but it kept dropping, um, and I missed the continuous drop. Today I was looking at it. I'm like, it might drop some more, but I didn't want to be around for that. Well, it's not that I didn't want to be around for that, but um, a second red day has great potential, but I don't know. I'm still getting used to it. So it's a missed opportunity, but I always look back to see how it performed, just so I can get better at it. Um, I should I should start doing my statistics on it, but I feel like I still got to get better at certain things before I can move on to a better level. Um, Yesterday I also traded, and I didn't do a video about it, but I also traded IQ. I don't think there was any information about uh, an offering, but I traded it. Honestly, I think I got to it pretty late. Um, I think I got to it pretty late, uh, but I know I chased it right here. You can clearly see I chased it right here, um, and I think I went in too big, too early, and then I just kept adding, 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 um, and I got lucky uh, because it perked past the high day, which is the resistance, and faded, but it didn't fade by much. And I could see that it wasn't going to fade by much. It broke this low here. Um, it broke this low here, so it probably didn't even break 47, 947, 949. So yeah, it didn't break it much, and just judging by its price action, I could tell that okay, it wasn't going to do much. So I eventually covered, and I was so glad that I covered because it ended up ripping up. And me being stubborn, um, I would have held on to it even longer and probably been down on a day, and probably would have. I probably would have not only been down on a day today, but held it on for tomorrow, or you know, who knows what I would have done. But thankfully, I got out at that time. Um, I don't know. I think I was down like 600 on this trade. I don't remember. I know I was down on this trade at one point, but luckily it went my way. Um, I know I didn't trade this discipline. I can tell. I wish I would have made the video right after I traded it so I can give better details, but I didn't. Same thing for today. Um, I traded it, but I was happy that I made this trade and I profited. And I didn't want to make the video right after me trading this because I was a little hyped up and I was trying to not suppress it, but realize it's just another trade and it's not about the money. It's about my performance, trading small and being mindful. And I kept trying to remind myself that. But all through the day, I just been happy. Um, and I got to remind myself to trade small because um, that will hurt me. But going into this trade, the float was pretty low for the stock price, uh, only 46 million. The outstanding is 47. So if this is accurate and there's no implied shares outstanding, then the company only owns like less than 1 million shares, which means majority of the float is out here, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing because it's like it's the float's too low, but the stock isn't doing as much manipulation. So going into the SEC filings, I think I went back to a year, and I didn't find anything here. And then I think I went to the 10Q. I don't remember honestly, but looking here, yeah, I must have not went to the 10Q. But as of July 30th, which is about 4 months ago, they said they had 47 million shares. Um, the offering, they had a public offering um, 4 years ago. Um, they probably had some more. I know that even though they had one 4 years ago, they could still have one that I'm not aware of. And I also saw this right here. I was looking at. I forgot how to read this because I haven't studied the SEC filing videos in a while. But I know this is one of the owners of the company who have X amount of shares um, at this price, and he's trying to do something. Either he's trying to buy or sell. I remember one of it was, it's a clear statement of he's buying or he's selling. I can't remember. Well, I can, but I can't. But as you see in the chart, boom, it's been fading all day. So um, ticker symbol BTU was my first option, but I'm not comfortable with shorting the second red day um, because I really don't do it much and I don't have enough experience. Plus, I just saw could have been a better opportunity. So going into today, um, and I'll get the chart right for y'all. Going into today, um, what happened? So I did chase it, yes, or not even chased it, but it was more of my imagination kind of influenced me. It did influence me. So let me try to zoom in here. Um, so right here, when I first got into the stock, shorting it, um, my imagination took over, and I knew I wasn't supposed to be shorting here. Um, I told myself to let it spike a little bit, see if it will spike, and then uh, let it ride, and then short from the top, the high day. But then I was thinking, okay, what if it just starts dumping the whole day, which is a possibility too. Excuse me. But it's a very much possibility as well. But I'm like, okay, if you're gonna short small. If it starts spiking, you're in small, so you're good. And I went with 300 shares. I should have done 200, but I had told myself like, okay, 300 is not much. I mean, 200 is not much. You're making $20 per penny. But I didn't realize how liquid and volatile this was. Mainly volatile. And how the price action was like kind of like skipping numbers and shit. So when you know when they're like the numbers are being skipped, you know it's very the float is pretty low. And I knew it was a low float, but it just didn't click as much until it started moving. And uh, once it started, once market opened, it hesitated, it spiked a little bit, then pulled back and hesitated, and it was moving like a low float. And I was in 300, and then what price did I get in at? 20, 21, 29, and then it just started spiking. Uh, it started spiking, and at this point, I was down um, over almost $2 per share. So I was down uh, almost $600, and you can only you can guess automatically how I was thinking. I was like, what the fuck? Like, oh my gosh, I'm down a lot. What if this continues to spike? And I'm like, okay, I had to think, like, what is gonna happen here? I can't get emotional. Well, I am emotional, but I can't allow my emotions to guide me. What do I do from here? And I told myself to stick to the plan and think. And I said, okay, what's the next resistance level? This is the major resistance level. What's the next one? I tried to perk up here, here, and here. It already passed. It went to 2297, so it already passed this point. It already passed this point. The next one was 2316, 2356, and 2458. I said, okay, the realistic one is here, the pre-market high. I don't even think I looked at the yearly chart. I can't remember. I can't remember. Uh, I think I did. I just don't remember. Yeah, I know I did because I always look at the yearly chart. I had it. I had it on another screen. I looked at the yearly chart, but I wasn't really getting much from it. But looking back now, you can see a clear spike, pull back, clear spike, pull back, clear spike, pull back. This spike right here was a spike all the way back to its original lows or where it spiked from. Same thing here, but even lower. Spike, even lower from where it originally spiked. Um, um, Spike came back down, as you see, but I didn't realize that within the during the trade. So so this is annoying. So then when I took my short here and it popped up here, I was like, yo, I'm in for some shit. If I don't be careful, oh, I went in with 100 shares. Wow. Um, nah, it's really 200. Okay, I don't know why it's saying 100, but it was 200. So I said, okay, I gotta be smart here. I have to think my way through instead of I think rationally. So it wasn't pushing any higher. It hit 20. It hit 22.97, and it looked like it rejected the whole dollar mark. So I added at 22.87. I wanted to get in the 90s, but I was like, let's not try to be perfect here and get perfect entries because um, that's not like the smartest thing to do. You're not always gonna get perfect entries. So when I got in here, my average was like I think it was like high 21s. Um, then it pulled back. It gave me like a small gain or break even from 600, almost $600 loss to break even. And I'm like, do I take it or do I leave it? Um, and honestly, I was like, okay, it could break past high day. Uh, it could break past high day, or and keep going, or it could break this past this level and keep going. But if I add small here and I be patient and just see how it's going to perform, um, then uh, I might take a big loss, but I can manage it if I'm just like thinking it through. I don't have control on whether I lose or win. I only have control of my mind, my mind, and the amount of money I put in. Um, so I sat and I waited. Then it pushed up, and I think it went past the 22.97 mark, and it rejected. So I added another 200 shares. I didn't get a higher entry, the entry that I wanted. I got 22.77. I chased it a little bit, but I was okay with the amount of shares that I had here. Um, and then it pulled back, and as I can see it here, let me try to zoom in some more. Each low was higher than the previous one, so that made me think, okay, maybe it's just gonna do a flagpole pattern and spike, but the resistance here stayed. Yes, it perked up to 23 dollars, which is a 3 cent difference from here and a 1 cent difference from here. But I really couldn't judge. I thought it was gonna be like one of those flagpole patterns where it spikes, does a flagpole pattern, and just does this, and never breaks this resistance. You know, flagpole patterns sometimes can be a triangular angle, but it did this one, and I can't remember like judging from the indicators. You're not supposed to use indicators too much because you got to look at the bigger picture. But judging from the indicator, I'm like, okay, yes, this is telling me it can go either way, but I don't know if this is a bearish move or a bullish move, but it doesn't matter. Um, I'm just gonna play it to the best of my ability and be mindful. So I saw that and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna keep adding here because I'm not gonna keep adding here because I'm not sure. Am I already in how many shares? 700 shares. I'm like, if I keep adding here, um, and it goes, and I had to change my risk as I kept adding. I'm like, okay, if it breaks this point of 23, I gotta get out, and if it goes to 23.16, I really gotta get out. And when it spiked here, bro, that bitch spiked. Like I thought it was gonna spike um, like 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents. It went up to almost $2, and I'm so glad I didn't add it at these points because it just kept spiking. So um, after it did this higher low, I just sat there and waited, and I was like, I want to add right here because it's not pushing past $23. But I'm just like, I gotta be careful. I gotta be smart, and I can't just let myself be in this bad position. So I sat back and I thought it through, and I'm like, okay, I'm in 700. I'm losing $70 for 10 cents. If I get in again, I'm gonna lose another 140 roughly. Excuse me. It's not worth it. Um, j- Even if I'm not full size like I wanted, and it's okay because um, um, it's okay because it's like uh, you don't. I'm not supposed to be using all my account size, and if it spikes and you wanna, if it does one of those spikes where you can clearly see it's about to come back down, I'd rather add to that even though I don't want to add anymore because I'm already down, and I added a little bit too much here. So I just left it alone, and it pulled back, and it just started panicking little by little by little. But honestly, it was a little bit too slow for my judgment, for what I want. But I don't control what the stock gives me, so I can't really be like, oh, it was too slow for me, so I don't want to fuck with it. But um, uh, I got nervous and uncomfortable, and I was already up. I think I was up like, I think I profited about 500 and something dollars, 560 something dollars. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what I want. But I told him, I've been telling myself, if you're up 500, just take the gain. If you're up 50 cents, take the gain. Just take it. It's a higher price dollar stock, so aim for 50 cents and get out. And I was up over 50 cents, so I took it. So, I was just like, okay, I'm taking out, I'm taking off. I can't remember my average here, but I knew I was like up about, um, you know, I was up decent, so it was okay. Then it continued to drop here, and I was kind of like, it dropped a little bit more, and I was kind of like, I should have waited a little bit longer. I knew it would fall some more, but I was like, whatever. Then I think I got in the shower, or no, I didn't get in the shower. I looked at the time, I judged everything. I'm like, I gotta go to class. Um, I think I can do it. I think I can play another trade, but I got to be really disciplined on this one, and um, not hold during class because uh, I don't want to trade during class. It's too distracting. Class can be annoying, and then I got tutoring right after. It gets annoying. Um, so I took another short here, and I went in small, 300, and I had to remind myself. I'm like, okay, if this spikes back up here, you're giving back like almost half your gains. Um, so you sizing it a little bit too big again, but um, yes, it was like above where I exited. I think slightly under where I exited, but I'm like whatever, and I'm like okay, it looks like it's about to break lower day, which was here, um, 2081, and that's what made me get in. So I got in when it broke lower day. I was like, should I get out here? And then I just begin to add because I'm like, okay, I don't think it's gonna start pushing up anymore. Um, and then I just added here. I added here. I saw that it wasn't breaking the 2151 mark, which is right here on this candlestick. Um, right here, it perked up to 2147, so I added. Um, then it perked up to 2145. I thought right here, this point right here, was gonna be the point where it was gonna break past the 2151 mark, and then it didn't, and It pulled back. I was up like $1,100 or so. I can't remember, and I wanted to take it, but from my experience, now I was trying to trade this stock the way you trade. Um, Give me a second. I was trying to trade a stock the way you trade a first red day, which is wrong. I'm trading a first green day, which I'm supposed to get in and get out. Like, ain't no long term hold or hold it for a while and let it do its thing. No, that's not the play that I should be playing here. But honestly, I was playing it like that. And I saw that it was going to be a continual fader. And that's why I decided to hold for a little bit longer. And when I saw that it broke, when it got to here and I was up $1,100, it broke the lower day. It was attempting to break this newer lower day. I was trying to be as patient as I possibly could, but I was like, you know what? I really want to just take the $1,100. So I was trying to get in um, at this lowest point here in the 2050s area. But when I was trying to get out, it hit 2055. It broke the lower day, hit 2055. Then it was trending. Then it touched it again, but it broke it by 2 cents. Which, if it breaks by 2 cents and you see it don't break anymore, you should be getting out. Um, but when I saw the price action, I'm like, I don't think it's gonna keep going up. So I was trying to be patient, and I'm like, you know what? On the next pullback, I could see like the pullback's coming. Say, okay, on the next pullback, I'm just gonna get out. If I don't get that, I'm gonna try to get out at break even, or take a smaller gain. And I entered my order at 2055 to cover, and I'm entering it, and I'm like, low key, this is about to break. Why get out when it's gonna break and possibly continue to fade? Why get out right here and there? So it's like I'm what I'm trying to explain is like it was a clear break. This is clearly gonna break. Why get out right at the support level? Let it break the support level, make some more money, and then get out. So I did that and I waited, and I'm like, okay, if it breaks this point or this candlestick here, I need to get out, and it just broke, and it just kept coming down. Now I'm just regulating my emotions the whole time. I kept telling myself, "Come on, come on, come on." I say that less now from when I was first like realizing or when I first started trading paper trading and going live and all that. I used to say come on" all the time, and now I say it less. And when I hear myself saying come on," I know that's emotions that's influencing me to say that. So I always just remind myself, Sonny, remember, don't say that because that is straight emotions that's hitting you, and that's going to influence your trade in a negative way. So I just keep telling myself that, and I kept hearing myself say, come on," in my head, and I just kept regulating that. And fear was kicking in because I'm like, I started setting a target goal in my head, um, and I was like, oh, I want, what did I say? I wanted like, oh, how much did I want? I was saying, okay, first I wanted 1,000, then I wanted 1,300, and then I wanted 2,300. And I'm like, get that out of your mind. Then I'm like, okay, maybe it can go to 3,000, my profits. And I'm like, get that out of your mind. That's not going to help you. You're not even supposed to be thinking about the money. You're supposed to be going half your account only, the most. And once it broke, I was like, low key, I need to get out right here. I need to get out right here. Here's the time where I need to get out. And when I got out at 1985, and it started perking. And I was looking back like, hey, this was the best exit that I got out. This was a really good exit. I felt like I performed well. I felt like I did well. It wasn't a perfect trade. Yes, I was down 600 here, but I made what, 3 times my risk, which wasn't even supposed to be my risk. It was supposed to be like little to nothing, like less than $100, but I made it. Um, and I'm glad that I got out. Of course, it would have been better if I cut my losses here, took the short in here, but I didn't. Um, but all in all, it was a good trade. It continued to fade here after I got out. Then I was getting ready to go to class. It perked up here. I was going to take another short. But by the time I got to my computer, it was already like right here in the 60s, 20, 60 point. And I didn't want to have to watch this during class because class, it's not difficult. It's just so many little stupid rules that I have to follow um, when learning the information that I have to pay attention because if I don't remember these rules, I won't be able to do the homework and I won't be able to pass the test even with a tutor. So I try to pay attention and it faded even more. I don't know how much I would have made, but I mean, that shit dumped. That shit dumped to 70.68. Um, my first position size was 700 here. My second trade was 900 shares. When I got in here at 900, I'm like, bro, if this goes against you, you're giving back everything plus more. And I'm like, I got to be disciplined in this. But I was just, the whole time, I was just like, be mindful, regulate your emotions. How are you feeling right now? I'm checking myself. Trading is about checking yourself, constantly checking yourself. And eventually you learn to master it. But I'm checking myself and I'm preventing myself from being consumed by my emotions. I am an emotional being. We're all emotional beings. Our thoughts are governed by our emotions. By that's what Rondo Howell explained, and I just regulated it pretty well, and I was able to make this profit. Honestly, it made me pretty happy that I made it. I was pretty excited, but I had to regulate that as well. So tomorrow, the number one goal is to trade small, half my size. On my list of things to do for the month, I'm getting better at trading smaller and safer. I'm getting a little bit better this week, and I think I did a little bit better last week. Um, uh, my entries on resistance, I gotta improve on that. Staying above PDT, I didn't do that a couple weeks ago, but this week I'm above PDT. Plus, I haven't been taking as much money out of my account. Um, Sticking to a criteria of strategy. I need to improve in that area, recognizing exits and entry execute it. I did pretty good when I executed here. This was a little bit more challenging to execute on this exit here because I was already up. I was up what 75 cents and I still didn't take it. But I need to improve on my exits on here. I did 50. I did half and half. Good on the first, a little bit worse on the second, but it was a fader. It broke lower day. Once I saw that it broke lower day, I knew it was gonna just keep fading from there. The other objective for the month is to cut losses quickly and trade small. Looking at my other trades, last week I didn't cut losses quickly. Today I didn't, and this earlier this week I don't think I did. Um, and then it says, "Oh, trade small. I'm getting better at that. Focus on performance and improve." I believe I'm improving on performance. Um, Maybe not cutting losses, but at least trading smaller and taking my exits. And I'm improving. I'm reading Mindful Trader. I haven't read it in a couple of days right now. I've been reading 10x, the Rule of 10x by Grant Cardone. Me and Grant Cardone, I swear, I feel like he's the older version of me. He thinks just like me. I think just like him. So I've been trying to figure out how to 10x my studying and my efforts and everything that I do. So yeah, I've been reading that book instead, but I'm gonna go back to Mindful Trading, the ebook, and the tax book. I got to get back to that, but um, yeah, man, I think I did pretty well. How would I rate this trade? I would say a 3 star. Only a 3-star because, um, or a 4-star, I'll say, only because I didn't cut here and I was down a lot here, more than I was supposed to. And then I shorted the lower day, but I saw that it was gonna break the lower day. So I give myself a plus and a negative there. So I give myself 3.5 stars. Um, but I didn't make these losses. Well, I can't say I didn't make these losses, but I didn't make it a snowball effect. But the only reason why I didn't become a snowball effect is because it kept going my way. But I give myself a plus here because I knew I had stuff to do, and I didn't take the short trying to think about the money. But that's about it. Thank you.